you got some solo stuff doing.
I do.
The first time.
Well, it's people. You know, it's so funny. So it's a song. It's one song. It's a cover song of "Livin On The Edge" by Aerosmith.
Right.
And I did a crazy music video based on the movie Falling Down.
Is that where the inspiration? Okay.
Yes, you didn't know you.
So I kind of saw Falling Down, but I mean, I like to go into these things like without any knowledge before and just get my honest opinion on it and my honest, just look at it. I'm fucking watching it, and your getup was like, it was almost Mormon-esque, but then as the video started going, I was like, is he doing an homage to Die Hard with a Vengeance? Was that a Samuel?
Yeah,
like,
a little,
fucking,
very similar.
And then as we'll get into the content of the video here, but then I thought that, so I missed Falling Down.
You can do it's like Nation of Islam guy, Mormon guy. It can be a few different things, but and it's also I'm gonna be like doing a lot of posting. You gotta post, baby. But like I'm like, who wore it better? And are you a fan of Key and Peele?
Yes.
And so the teacher who's Aaron.
Yeah.
Same get up.
That is true. That one didn't come right up.
It's a popular trope.
You wore it well.
Well, thank you. I was wearing it yesterday. All right, it's you gotta be down for the cause. But anyway, like I did this thing like 2 years ago, and it was supposed to be a Bad Wolves song, but then Bad Wolves didn't want to use it, and so I was like, I'll keep it for myself with no real plans. And then I got the idea for the music video, and it just came to me. It's like from the universe.
The muse came and you.
I was like, I have to, no, but I don't know if have you ever had a thing where it's like something was telling you like you have to do this. And by the way, it was like spending money I probably shouldn't have spent. Just like I was like something was compelled me like I have to do this. And then I was trying to get it out, but I just got busy. I got, because Bad Wolves was putting a record out, and I didn't want to like put something out and compete with like the new Bad Wolves single. So I was being like respectful of the band. And then I got busy with Ice Nine Kills, and I was trying to put it out. And then our label, Better Noise, they're like, oh, we want to release this and maybe do like an EP of original music. And I just didn't have time. I was so busy with my 50 million projects. I didn't have time to like write and record new music. So I was like, let me just get this thing out there. And so I'm like, really, like, you know what? I would just want people to know about it. And it's like, and I don't know how much people who are not in the industry understand, but right now, there's more music and music videos and content being made than ever, right? So the hardest thing is not necessarily making something. The hardest thing is getting anyone to pay attention to it. So I've just been like, let me put all these resources and time and energy into like, see if I can actually get people to pay attention to it. So that's why I'm here, all right? I'm selling my wares.
Yeah, I'm glad you came here to talk about it. No, seriously. And I love the cover, by the way. I was listening to it, and just on the music side of it, again, I saw this is how I try to do things in the sense of getting my first impression just on face value. I saw the title, Livin On The Edge, didn't even realize it was a cover because, I mean, of course I know the song. Everyone knows the fucking Aerosmith song. It's massive. So then I hit play and I realized it's a cover. I'm like, oh, cool. And I hear the production that you did differently. You recorded everything yourself on that? Drums included?
Yeah, well, so programmed drums, but the producer that Bad Wolves works with, a guy named Joseph McQueen, he'll like, you'll go in there and he kind of like puts his little sample. He makes the shit sound sick. So all the tones are mine, but then, he put his magic on it. Like I literally, like you'll have a guitar tone at home, like I did the guitars, and I just see him in the studio, just doing things. I'm like,
just changing it all up.
How you make it sound? Like that's why he makes what he makes, because he knows what he's doing. But he basically recorded my vocals, and then he mixed it. Okay. And then Coyle from Bad Wolves played bass on it.
Okay, I was wondering if you played bass on it, because I specifically loved bringing not only the traditional bass. I don't think Aerosmith bass gets enough love.
Dude, he rips. Their whole rhythm section, but it's
incredible.
But dude, there's this, like, I'm a huge Aerosmith fan.
I'll tell you how bad it is that they don't get enough credit. I don't know their names enough.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sitting here trying to give them praise tonight. What's the bass player's name?
Now I'm forgetting.
I can picture him.
Yeah. But Tom is one of them, and then Brad. There's Brad, the other guitar player.
Dude, bass players always get the shaft, even from other bass players.
Usually I know this. I'm just having a brain fart, but they're awesome, and
it's incredible though. Like what the original. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but I want to finish this thought of it real quick. Is like the original has already a great bass line, but bringing that traditional sound into it, and then the little bit of creative movement in the notes to get it a little bit darker was something that I thought really was a difference of the original. Is like bringing it down, like the bass being a little bit more prevalent, a little bit more 2024, louder, bigger. And that's cool. You can do that sonically, but when you go in and choose the notes a little bit different, like you guys did there, to get them a little bit darker and stuff like that, and more heavy, like you were going for. My question there, was that something that Kyle brought to the table, and you had the guitars, or did you say like these are the notes I want you to be going for?
Well, I don't know if I sent him tabs, or I might have soloed out the bass. Like I had like this MIDI bass track, and I sent it to him, and then he just came in and just kind of did his thing, and but he's so sick. Like he's like one take Tony. You just do one thing, like, all right, that was perfect. I love that. So probably if anything that's variant, I don't think I coached him. I was if it sounded right, I was like, that's great. Let's just kind of go with it. But yeah, he's great. And again, like most songs I think from that era, it's pretty simple, but there's very cool one thing I love about the chorus of that song is you have these chord changes, but you have drone notes.
Oh yeah.
So one thing stays the same, and then the chords change under that, and it creates this like tension.
Tension,
and it gives it a darkness to it in a thing, and a lot of times you'll love a song, and then you'll go and like, let me cover this, and then you see kind of like what they're doing, and you kind of get a look under the hood. You're like, man, this is fucking cool. Really? And I've done that before, like working on covers and stuff, and it's one of the ones where I'm like, man, there's a lot of really cool stuff here. You know, and especially my favorite part that I did was the bridge section, which is, like the original, it's almost like this boogie woogie, this kind of thing, and I turned it into like an Anthrax part.
Yeah, it's a cool that is a cool rendition of it. I'm glad you brought up all those little intricacies though in the production that like you get to, as you said, lift the hood and pick out and stuff, and you brought some of it to the forefront like you're talking about, and I think that's so cool. I mean, all those little things are, like you said, you listen to a song, you don't necessarily realize that they're happening. I mean, I remember going back and listening to songs when we were doing things for, we did some covers for an extended version of the stage. And when we were taking it apart, we're like, I've never noticed that little guitar part in the far corner, but it's adding so much, you don't even realize it, and then you bring that to the forefront, and it shows everybody else like the brilliance of it. Sometimes it's really cool.
Yeah, and I also think I love it when I love to change things, like from a cover and go, okay, make it your own. I wouldn't do that beat here. I would do something else, or that transition's kind of weird. Like Bad Wolves did a cover of Mom, I'm Coming Home. And there's this one little cool thing, we just took it out. It's like, and I think you kind of have to do those things because it's like, if you're just gonna redo it,
they already did it great.
Yeah, like why
made it perfect.
Why does yours exist? There's got to be something about what you're doing that makes it special, or else you're just kind of just making a photocopy,
Yeah. I'm glad you brought Mama I'm Coming Home and Livin On The Edge, both songs that we're talking about right here, real quick. Because I know you could sing. Everyone knows you could sing. You've been doing backups and everything like that.
I don't know. Who knows?
Well,
sometimes
we all know now.
Sometimes I don't know. Like, ah!
Yeah, you were having a good day in the studio.
No, listen. I just whether I can sing or not, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun to do it. That's
what it all should be. Yeah.
But I also don't care. Like, I don't see music as like the Olympics, like the best or good. Like, there's plenty of singers.
We're gonna get into the Olympics.
Okay, well, I'm fine with that. But there's but there's singers in like famous bands who aren't the greatest singers. Quote unquote,
no, of course it doesn't.
But they're great, and they're great at what they do, and it's not about being.
Well, that's music in general, right?